Good morning, everyone. This is Kelley Hobart from Alpaca Direct, and I'm happy to be with you this morning. I hope you're all doing well in this new year. And we have a lot that we're looking at. One of the main focuses that I wanted to look at today was I had this little hood, baby hood that I made, and I wanted to show you an example. There's some decreases on the edge, and this edge right here is knit two together. Do you see right there along that edge? And it makes a really nice straight line. Okay, now here's my slip knit. Do you see it? Do you see how it's kind of zigzag? And the reason why it looks zigzag like that is because you do a row of decreasing and then you do a row of knitting. So it gets like crooked and then straight, crooked and straight. And so again, the straight side here and the slip knit here. So I was, doing my usual searching everywhere, looking for an idea of how to improve this because I don't know, I like learning new things, of course. So I found this little technique. And so I'll be showing you that in a little while.
There's several people coming in from the Midwest.
Yay, good morning, everyone. It's nice to have you with me. I am on a journey of knitting frenzy for Katie, my niece. She's having a little boy. And so I have all kinds of things that I'm doing right here. Well, it started out with my Jones. Can you take it off and show them, Jim? Mm-hmm. This is my Jones sweater that I have so far done. And I just started this, I think, a day or two ago. And I am ready to do the back part of it. And then I'm going to, these two, the shoulders will be joined to the back. So I have a little ways to go. I still need to put my button bands and everything on there. And but it's going pretty well. I'm enjoying it. So that's really fun. And then I made these.
One second. Nope, not yet. Let me go to Leave Studio Cam. I'm just reconnecting. There we go.
We're back on?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, sorry we lost you. There was some glitch going on or something. We got a notice from Facebook. I think they were having a little bit of problem. But anyway, I wanted to show these little popover mitts. And I thought these would be really cute for the baby. And I added the cable. This is the exact cable that's on the Jones sweater, a braided cable, and 1x1 ribbing. And you can see that it's very stretchy. Do you see how stretchy it is? So it'll pop right over the baby's hands and keep the baby's hands warm. And then I did this cute little ribbed hat. And the ribbed hat, it is 7 inches across, which is 14 inches. So it will, and you can see that it's super, super stretchy. So that'll last baby for at least probably a year old. So that is totally fantastic. The reason why I love ribbed hats, maybe they don't look super fancy, but I'm telling you, ribbed hats are fantastic because they have such a huge amount of stretch in the actual ribbing that it lasts for a long, long time. And I know that I made a baby hat for my friend, Melanie, for her grandbaby. And that was the hat that she loved the most because she said it fit for a long, long time and it stayed on baby's head. So that was totally fantastic. And then I have these little booties that I did, and these are called baby Janes. I have a chunky weight baby Jane pattern, but this one is actually for light worsted weight yarn. And this yarn is actually DK. So it's by Valerie Johnson called Baby Janes. This is Sueno DK. And the reason why I love Sueno DK is that the Sueno DK It's superwash yarn, which means it's machine washable, and it has a nice little halo to it, and it has absolutely no itch. So if you're making items for baby, this is a great product to use because the Sueno doesn't itch the baby's skin. It's machine washable and it keeps them warm. It's an 80-20 blend of merino and bamboo, and it is a fantastic yarn. And I used one skein, and I was able to make these booties, these little popover mitts, and the ribbed hat. And I've been using it to knit the front of my sweater, and this is how much I have left. It's done the whole, this whole shoulder area and here on the baby sweater, and that's how much I have left. So the skein goes a long, long way. It has really good yardage.
They were just coming back on, so they wanted to see the mittens one more time.
Oh yeah, here's the popover mitts that I did, and it's the exact cable as the Jones sweater. And I wanted to, Jim's going to release this pattern for you on Friday, so that you have a free pattern Friday, and it'll be just little popover mitts. I think these will last baby for till they're about 6 months old. So those will be fantastic. And anyway, I have a couple more booties that I'm going to do. I want to do them in the different sizes so that Katie has booties that'll last right through the first year of the baby's life. And then I can have time to make more. Also, don't forget to let us know where you're from and maybe what you're working on. If you're working on a fantastic pattern, could you post that in the comments section for me? Because it helps me with future Technique Tuesdays. And I just love having new projects and seeing them all. And then I might knit them too. It's totally awesome. And don't forget to push the like button. Now, every week we have a giveaway. And for this last week, it was for Sueno. And this is the DK weight 80-20 yarn that I'm using to make my Jones sweater. And you were going to vote. Do you know which one was the winner?
Blue.
This color was our winning color. And you can see it's totally beautiful. You can make a hat. This yarn is so versatile. You can put it on a 3 needle all the way up to an 8 needle. And it has a really nice twist. If you look at the yarn on the actual strand of the yarn, it has a very kind of a twist to it that makes the yarn very springy and soft and just a pleasure to work with. It's a fantastic yarn.
So there were,
yes.
Those are the 20 and 2021. So maybe show them that. Maybe those are the colors of the year.
It wasn't not the blue. Yes, this was color. This was the color of the year for 2020, and this is one of the colors for 2021 for this year's yarn. That's going to be one of the colors.
Gray and yellow.
Gray and yellow. Yeah. So it's totally fantastic. Oh, and do you guys remember last week we were talking about this baby shell blanket pattern? Do you remember that one that I was talking to you about and that it was having a hard time working? Well, I kind of figured out, I think part of the problem with this pattern is English is not her first language. And the way that she writes patterns is not exactly standard, because on a flat piece of work, you would have say this is your chart. You would have number 1 over here, and then number 2, you would knit over here, and number 3 over here, and 4 over here. Well, she doesn't do it that way. She goes all on one side, and it's a flat piece of work. So that's why my pattern was turning into seed stitch. I'm going, why is this working? And she has in her pattern that she knits 5 stitches on the edge. Then she works her 15 stitch repeat for the shell. And then she has 1 knit stitch. So when I do this blanket, I will be putting stitch markers around that 1 knit stitch. And then that'll help me keep track of the 15 stitch repeat. But yes, it's working out lovely now that I know that. And I was messing around with it this morning because I remembered that last week we had done it and I had a problem with it. So I was messing around with the repeats, and I was trying to fix the pattern down here or right here, and it didn't quite look as good. I thought, well, maybe I can make the pattern work. No, you should just read the pattern and trust that they know what they made. So here it is from here to here to here. That is her pattern. So I think it's kind of cute because what I like about it is it's reversible. And each one of these shells, you can make a different color. So you could, on her, I wonder if she has a picture, if I can show you that.
Black and white.
Oh, I did black and white, but you can kind of see how she has different colors right in there. So that was, that's good. Now I can use this. And I'll probably use it for the baby summertime set, because right now I'm doing one for the baby's first winter. And I kind of want the blanket to match the sweater. So, but I don't know. I'll have to let you know what I end up doing, because when I talked to my sister, she also said, make it kind of universal between boys and girls so that you can wear it. Do you think a little girl would look funny in a red hat?
I think so. It'd be cute. Misha has one. I think, or Abby has a red one.
Hers is fuchsia, though.
Well, it's all red in it.
It's more fuchsia. But anyway, I as an adult would wear this color. And anyway, we'll see how it goes. But I might change the color of the actual blanket just so that it's neutral, because my twin sister said that she thought that if you make it a kind of a neutral color, then you can use it for all your kids and you can hand it down from one to the other.
So you said you were going to tell them the story about your triplet.
Oh, yes. Louis Leroy was my, so my twin sister and I are identical twins. And then I have a fraternal brother. So we were not identical, but he only lived a couple days, because they did not know back in Esterville, Iowa, when I was born, that she was having triplets. They only thought she was having twins. So he stayed inside mama too long, and he ended up having respiratory problems and didn't make it. So that was kind of sad. That was my triplet, though. That was Louis. So we have gone back to visit his gravesite before, and it was kind of a treat to, you know.
And tell them how you where your mom stored, because you guys were so little. Remember how you?
Yes, we were stored in shoeboxes on top of the stove. Yep, on top of the fireplace.
You were what, 2 pounds or something?
Right, we were 2 pounds 11, 2 pounds 13, something like that. Yes, so we were very close in weight, and always much smaller than all of our siblings. And we were always sheltered too, because we were the youngest, so we were very well taken care of. Anyway, all right, you want to take a look at that SSK? I am actually excited to talk to you about this. And, oh, wait a minute, one more thing. Before I vote, I got to tell you what the prize is for this week. I forgot all about it. I got down that road and then I went off on a tangent. Sorry about that. Me and tangents sometimes do that. All right, so this is vintage DK, and I wanted this for the prize this week. And I was thinking, what, this pinky color or the blue color. And this yarn is by Baracco, and it is a wool acrylic blend. And it's fantastic for baby items as well. And so I wanted to share it with you, because I've made so many things with vintage, and it comes in DK weight, worsted weight, and chunky weight. And it's just a really nice yarn to work with. So
what are the colors they vote for? What are they protecting?
A blue or a pink. That'll make it easy enough. Don't you think?
It looks like purple and teal.
This isn't, well, it may have a little purple in it, but
all right.
We won't get too technical.
I'm colorblind a little bit.
Oh, yes. Our son is very colorblind. We didn't know he was colorblind until he wanted to join the military. And they're like, you are dreadfully colorblind. And I guess that's one of the, you cannot be, yes, you cannot be colorblind if you want to do that. So he was really bummed about that. But anyway, so we vote on this, and you post comments in the comment section, and you let us know which color you like, what pattern you're working on, anything like that. And then you're entered to win. And we will tell you every week who the winner is. And all you have to do is give us your shipping address, and we can send it out in the mail to you, and you can try the lovely yarns. I love getting the yarns that I enjoy in your hands, because I want you to know and feel and see what they're like, so you can love them as much as I do. So now let's take a look. Don't you think we can take a look at that SSK, Jim? Mm-hmm. So again, let's take a look at first what the problem is. So this is our SSK, and it looks like, I don't know, it looks like zigzag. So that's the problem, and this is the knit two together. So we're looking to try and make an SSK that does more of this and less of this. So I was thinking, I was looking on, let's see, where did I find that? It was on a Fancy Tiger tutorial, and it's called the Slip Twist Pearl. Not that one. We don't need that. We need this right here. So here's this little sample that I did. I'm going to, sweetheart. I will, I promise. You just got to give me a second. All right. So here I am. I thought this was interesting. This is the regular SSK. And you can see that the SSK and then the knit row after it causes kind of a jog. And then right here, here's the one where it is done with the SSK that I was talking about. Do you see how it's less of a jog and it's a little bit straighter? I like it. And I also noticed something just by messing around on the back here. This one, do you see how that's kind of loose? There's almost a little extra yarn in there. And if you look at this one that has the SSK the new way, it's a little bit, see how it's a little bit tighter and pulled up a little bit more? It has a little less yarn in the actual stitches. Isn't that cool? So I wanted to just take 1 second and review our normal slip-slip knit. So I'm just going to knit this one stitch on the edge. And then when I was doing the regular slip-slip knit, which is a left-leaning decrease, you're going to slip the first stitch as if to knit, slip the second stitch as if to knit, take your left-hand needle and hold those 2 stitches in the front while you knit it 2 together through the back loop. That is a normal SSK. So then we go over to this other side, and the other side was I knit till I get to 3 stitches left, and then I just do a regular knit 2 together. And this one I've been slipping. I slipped that stitch just because I almost always slip the stitch on the edge. If I'm going to do a pickup or anything like that, a lot of times it makes it so much easier. So this side, we'll do that other SSK. So I'm going to knit that 1 stitch. And then to do the other SSK, the one I was talking to you about, it's going to twist the stitches and take some of the extra yarn out of the stitches so your SSK actually looks better. And it's just a little bit tighter, and that the stitches themselves are a little more consistent. So I slipped this. So I had this one right here that I knit. And then this next one, I'm going to slip as if to knit. And the next stitch, I'm going to pull it and open it up a little bit, and then I'm going to slip the next stitch as if to purl through the back loop. Now I turn my work, and then you purl 2 together through the back loop. So you purl those 2 together through the back loop, and don't drop anything. There you go. Now it's purled 2 together through the back loop. Now I slip that stitch back over to my left-hand needle and turn my work. And that's all you do that's different. The only thing I want to caution you is when you're doing that, make sure you pull that stitch snug before you go on to working the next stitches, because when you purl through the back loop, sometimes it's a little sloppy and loose. So you have to make sure and pull that tight. So let me just knit 1 away from it. We can do that 1 more time. So we slip the first stitch as if to knit, take that next stitch and open it up just a little bit, and then slip it through the back loop, purlwise through the back loop. Now turn our work. Now we're going to purl 2 together, and you might have to wiggle your needle to get it in there. Doing this SSK, it will really help you if you have lace tips on your needles, and maybe even metal needles instead of wood, because you know how wood is grippy. And so let's do that 1 more time. So we slip as if to knit, open that stitch up, slip that next stitch through the back loop purlwise, bring your work around, purl 2 together through the back loop. Take that off your needle, place that back on there, turn your work around, and that is the new way to do the SSK. Then I would just slip that stitch. But you can see here that it's tight, and that it'll help prevent the problem that we have on this one, it'll help prevent these zigzags. And so it's a great way to fix your SSK so they both look smooth. Because you can see I have blocked this project and I did the SSKs properly. It's just the nature of the beast. When you knit back on a resting row, it makes it give you that jog. And so if you tighten up the stitches, you have less of a jog and more of a straight line. So that's pretty cool. And I noticed here when I was doing these little baby jeans that this side is my knit two together and this side is my SSKs. And do you see how they look kind of sloppy? They're done properly. They're just kind of loose and they have more yarn in the actual stitches. So twisting your SSK so it's the stitches are twisted tightens everything up and straightens it out. And you won't have this look on one side of your booties when you do it. So it may not be ideal for every situation, but I'm telling you, for this wonderful little hood, that would have been a good fix for it. And I didn't know that until just now. So now I need to make more of these.
No, that's
Yeah.
the Insta-hood, right?
No, this is not the Insta hood.
Looks
This
like
was
an
this is a half brioche hood, and I forgot. It was on a past YouTube. So if you look
Technique
for
Tuesday.
half brioche on, oh yes, Technique Tuesday. Look for half brioche and it'll show you the hood. But this is, I was just messing around making little kids ones out of leftover yarn that I had in. Anyway, it was a fun little project that I did. So for this next week, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be talking about the baby surprise jacket. And so I want to do one of the baby surprise jackets. And you can see a little, oh, it's right here on the front too. This is by Elizabeth Zimmerman. And this, if you haven't done a baby surprise jacket, you should, because I think it's like a rite of passage for knitters. So many knitters have made this. And Elizabeth Zimmerman is brilliant. So I highly recommend it. So we'll be talking about it next week. I've already picked out my yarn. It's ready to go. And so I will be using it this next week. Let's look and see if we know who the winner is for our yarn. Oh my goodness. Let's see here. Oh, Carol Dry. Is it D-R-Y-E? Dry? Carol Dry? Nice. Carol, you won Sueno. DK, congratulations. This is the 80-20 blend of bamboo. One of my favorite all-time yarns by Skazelle or Haiku. And so all you have to do, Carol, is get in touch with us and we can get your shipping address and send this out in the mail to you. I'm sure you'll love it. It's fantastic yarn. It'll make a great hat. If you wanted to knit a hat that was that color, it would be great. So I hope that you all have a great week, and I will see you next Tuesday where we can explore Elizabeth Zimmerman's baby surprise jacket.